What's up, everybody? It's Steven, and today we're gonna make a song about plants. Sometimes I think they just need a little encouragement. So we're gonna make a little song for them. If you can see behind me on my screen, I've already done a decent amount of prep work on the song, but I'll record a couple things live. The organ and the guitar, I'll record on the video. And today I'm gonna focus on writing around the bass. Back in 2006 was the first time I heard D'Angelo's Voodoo record with Questlove playing drums and Pino Palladino on bass. And musically, that was a really big day. I just never heard anything like that before. So much space, and yet it was so full and complete sounding. Trying to emulate a bit of the bass sound of Pino on those records, like some staccato, a lot of staccato parts, but also very round and full sounding. And then I'm building things around that. There's a B section that was difficult to do, and so I'll share that too. Okay, let's not waste any more time. That moves. Some shakers, the clave, timbales, and I want to make a bass line with that moves. Okay, so now I want to do some organ. Okay, so for the organ part, I'm also going to focus on leaving space. Different parts that are all pretty melodic. You fill things up and then still leave space to come in on a big unison part with chords, which we'll do in the B section. Do it. Okay, cool. We're just gonna go with that, and then let's work on that B section. So for that, I went to the major 6. Okay, let's try that. Okay, let's do that again. I like some things about that, but not everything. Power goes off every few hours. Come back to me. Okay, I like how that turned out. That's just the chords. Let's hear it. Maybe a piano. I kind of like. Okay, so now if I'm gonna bring in the piano solo later, I want to have the piano voice come in before that, so it's not a total surprise. So I'm gonna double the organ part from before. Okay, now I'm almost ready to do the vocals, which is the part I think we're all most excited about. We get to talk about plants. But before that, I want to put in a little guitar just for some longer tones and texture. The B section has taken me a lot longer than the original section did. And I wanted to put the time into that because I liked how it sounded, and the A section has a pretty consistent rhythm and like drive, although I'm going to add some drums to that. But the B section, I like how it was disrupted the rhythmic structure, especially with that one bass note, and then in the solo, I break away from the main rhythmic patterns in the song a little bit over that bass note that I mentioned, which is kind of, I feel like it brings in, sort of some life to that section. So, and then we can come back to where we were and it's like stable again. So, you know, disruption, resolution. Now it's time for vocals. You can do it, little plant. You can do it. Let's just talk about plants. Plants start as a little seed, and then they grow and they grow and they grow. All it takes is a little water, and sometimes they don't even need that much water. And they take in the sun, and they're out there in the wind and the rain and the cold, and they're all alone, unless they have other plants or animals or people. And sometimes I think they just need a little encouragement. You can do it, little plant. You can do it. Make those flowers grow. Make those branches grow. Okay, the idea I have for the B section is like, don't let anybody doubt you. Okay, I'm guessing if you're listening on a laptop or phone speaker that you might not be hearing the bass so entirely. You would hear more of it, but I'm using a pure sine wave, which you're basically just getting the frequency of the bass note. One thing you can do is send the bass to a bus, just a little bus for not as many people, and then modify the effects on that bus and blend it with the bass channel. So, and I'm just going to show you what that sounds like. So this is no bus, or a little bus. If you're on a phone, you can hear that difference. But to me, that sounds really like chunky. So I'm just maybe gonna bring in a little bit and see how that sounds. You can do it, little plant. You can do it, little plant. Okay, that's good for me. Basically, I'm really happy with this, how this turned out. We've got the initial drum loop, then a kick and a snare that I added later. We've got the bass, which is what I built the whole thing around. Especially in the second half of it, I really tried to open it up. I felt like opening that up really actually gave it more movement than adding on more layers. Right there's not very much else happening. Some organ, a little piano. Did I mention the guitar? I can't remember. And some vocals that I hope are encouraging. It's a hard time to be a plant right now. And whether you're a plant or a person, I just hope that you stick it out. Stay close to the people who are close to you, and don't give up. Thanks for watching. This song goes out to all the little plants out there, trying to make it work, trying to keep those kids in school, get those bills paid. You can do it, little plant. You can do it. You can do it, little plant. You can do it. Make those branches grow. Make those flowers grow. You can do it, little plant. You can do it. You can do it, little plant. You can do it. You can do it, little plant. You can do it. Make those branches grow. Make those flowers grow. You can do it, little plant. You can do it. Don't let anybody doubt you. Beat your leaves to the sky. And when in doubt, photosynthesize. You can do it, little plant. You can do it. Make those branches grow. Make those flowers grow. You can do it, little plant. You can do it. You can do it, little plant. You can do it. You can do it, little plant. You can do it. Make those branches grow. Make those flowers grow.